Hey guys, this is Steve Fletcher with Boomer Vlog. Boomer Vlog is my contribution for a better life for anyone age 55 and older. In this particular video, we're going to cover the topic of job search, and specifically we're going to focus on how you, even though you're more mature, how you can be very successful in an upcoming job search. So keep watching. Hey, welcome back. Glad to have you with me this afternoon. So let's talk a little bit about what it means to be mature, and more specifically what it means to be a baby boomer. After the end of World War II, all the GIs came back home from Europe and from the Pacific Theater, and they started families. And between 1945 and 1964, about 76 million babies were born. And of those 76 million, as of 2018, about 72 million are still alive. And of that 72 million, about 40 million are still in the workplace. And so some people wonder, well, why are so many older, more mature workers still in the workforce? Well, some of it just has to do with life expectancy. Life expectancy is up almost 50% from 100 years ago. People are living longer, and so they're working longer. The second part is maybe just the economics of it because of the Great Recession, or maybe just because of poor financial planning. Not all baby boomers have as much money set aside, and they just need to work longer to prepare for their upcoming retirement. For a lot of baby boomers, it's more about just staying engaged and staying involved. So as a result of that, there's 40 million baby boomers in the workforce, and if you add to that individuals born from 1964 to 1968, that would be the later part, the early part of Gen X, you can add probably at least another 10 million workers to that number. So in reality, right now, as of later 2018, there's probably in the neighborhood of 50 million workers still in the workforce who are who are 50 years or older. So that's a lot of mature workers who are out in the workforce. We know that sometimes we go through situations where we have to make a career change, or maybe our current employment is going away, or we just want to move on to something different, something better. So what I have for you is 3 real basic tips that can help you to be successful in your job search. And actually, these are things that the mature worker already has going for them. So it's not a skill that you have to go out and get. It's more of something that's already there that you just need to take advantage of. So the first thing that you need to take advantage of in your job search is just take advantage of the full toolbox. As a mature worker, you've had a lot of things have happened in your professional career. You've done more, you've seen more, and you have experienced more. So as a result of this, you can put a lot more things on your resume. You can have a very robust resume with a lot of solid examples. The same thing is true for the interview. When you are sitting down with an interviewee, with a hiring manager or the manager that you're going to work for, you can give a lot of dynamic examples and sometimes even novel things that other people just don't have because they don't have the experience. Now, there's a couple cautions that come with this. For example, on your resume, you may have 30 or 40 years of experience in a particular field or work experience with maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 jobs. You're not going to put all of those onto your resume. I've seen this happen many times in resumes that I've reviewed. As the mature workers, they want to show everybody all the things that they can do. So they put all 9 of their jobs, and each job's got 16 bullet points, and they end up with these 4-page long monstrosities of a resume. Please don't do that. Keep your resume focused on the relevant and recent things that you have done that applied for, or that actually are pertinent to the position that you're applying for. And do the same thing in your interview. Don't start talking about things that were so far back. I remember back in 1979. You don't want to do that. Use illustrations and examples from things that are much more recent. So first of all, you've got a full toolbox. Take advantage of it. Secondly, is that the perception of a lot of employers is that as a mature worker, they see you as an individual who has your feet on the ground, that you're mature, that you're responsible, that you can contribute, that you are ready to go, and that you can do the job. And baby boomers have this reputation as being individuals who can get the job done without a lot of complaining, without a lot of hand-holding, and without a lot of drama. Those are all real positive things. Now, on the negative side of that, you got to be careful, because as a baby boomer, you can also come in with the ideas that you've got all the experience and you don't need to work with anybody. Corporations are looking for people who can collaborate well, work well as a team, but also are really good at communicating with other coworkers. So in your interview and on your resume, you need to highlight the fact that you can collaborate, work with others, and that you're good with communication. So you got a full toolbox, and also you got your feet on the ground. Take advantage of that. And then the third thing you've got going for you, and I don't know how else to put this, but you've got your inner Mr. Miyagi going for you. Yeah, I said Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid. You take your skill and you take your experience and then you take your maturity and you bring all those things together, and people are going to look at you as an individual who can coach and mentor other individuals. Now, there's a difference between being in a position of leadership and being a mentor, because not all leaders are mentors, and not all mentors are in positions of leadership. So you have the ability to coach, you have the ability to give feedback, you have the ability to build trusting relationships, and yet still maintain a professional relationship. Now, again, as with the others, you got to be really careful, because with all of that maturity and all of that experience, if you're not careful, you can come across condescending. Don't want to do that. You're also going to come off as one who gives a lot of unwelcome advice. Don't want to do that either. Another thing that baby boomers with this particular mindset is sometimes they can come in and they're coaching people just to get the task done. You need to work faster and smarter and all that good stuff. Now, again, that may be true, but if you're just task focused, that's not the mentoring relationships that organizations are looking for. And another thing, please don't do this, is constantly refer back to the good old days. People really don't care a lot about how you did things back in the early 80s. So just be really careful of how you talk about your level of experience working with, what would be a good example? Like for me, I worked with WordPerfect, Lotus 1-2-3, and Harvard Graphics. I'm not going to talk about that kind of stuff. Here's the point, is that when you go into an organization as a mature worker, there's certain gimmies that organizations are going to give you right off the bat. They're going to give you the fact that you got a toolbox that's full, so you need to leverage that. They're going to give you the fact that you got your feet on the ground and that you're mature, and you can use that to your advantage. And finally, they're going to look to you to take that skill and that experience and that responsibility and bring that together to be a coach and a mentor for the other employees. Now, having said that, there's a couple other things that we're going to talk about in another video. The video you're watching right now is video 1101. And video 1102, which is the compendium or the companion to this particular video, we're going to talk about some of the negative perceptions and some of the things that mature workers bring to the workplace that sometimes actually can set them back, and then how you can overcome those. But for now, just stick with your stuff, full toolbox, feet on the ground, and release the inner Mr. Miyagi, and I know you're going to do great. So thanks for watching, and have a great day.